The Chek Academy, Lancashire 2027. Why I definitely would not study with them whatsoever. Well, one, we're in a real economy situation. I'm very lucky. I've got some things, many hands in pies, which is great, and good savings. So what you got to remember is that when you go to study in Lancashire, it's going to cost you a lot of money to get there, a lot of money to get home. Then you got to pay for your hotels. Then you got to pay for your food. The food is not that good. When I was there a few years ago, was not impressed about getting the food that you need as a protein type or a carb type or a mixed type, or depending on how you're eating. Then on top of that, you know, the courses are not recognised by Ofcol or other official English bodies and American. So you're paying for a private qualification, and then you're going to be asked to spend a lot of money on calipers and stuff like that, when I found online you can get a forward head caliper designed for physiotherapists for £20, when their one online is £395. Talk about a huge profit margin, is just unbelievable. So you got to remember is that you're going to be in a class of maybe 10 to 20 people, or maybe less, I don't know, and the faculty members, none of them are qualified teachers, as in they've been to university, studied teaching, and know how to teach you 100% fully. And the faculty members, Lee Brandon and Warren, have got Gazette notices, or their businesses are closing down on HMRC. So why would you study with guys where their businesses are completely collapsing? It wouldn't make any sense to me, especially if they start telling you what you should do with your business and how you should market yourself as a Chek practitioner. You've got to remember that the Chek practitioner program has been about since 1995. It's still not mainstream, it's still not in the gyms. So if you walk around your local gym and ask 50 people like I did, have you heard of Paul Chek or a Chek practitioner? Only one said yes out of 50 people. So that's telling you it's going to be really hard to sell and to make money from. Do the techniques work? Yes, they do. Does the whole thing work? Yes, it does. But what they've done is they've put it all in stages. So you won't learn the diaphragm release until level 4 or level 3. They keep mixing it around and changing it. The same with somebody told me that they signed up for the HLC. I don't know what level it was, maybe level 2. Then all of a sudden they changed it and wanted to charge them again, which is absolutely crazy. If they've made a mistake, they shouldn't charge anybody again, because it's their mistake. So on top of getting qualifications that are not valid in America or the UK, it's valid by the Chek Institute only, then you'll be paying for a license every year that's not valid to anybody. No one will ever ask you for the license. I'm a licensed level 5, and in the couple of years that I've had the license, nobody has ever asked for it. No osteopath, no doctor, no physiotherapist, and not even my clients. My clients look at my portfolio and they'll go, right, I can see you've got 175 testimonials on your website in different areas, and I can see that you got 39 reviews from Google. That's good enough, Scott. And I've been referred to you from my friend, so you've done an amazing job with my friend, so that's why I'm coming to you. So that's what you've got to remember as well. And what I've noticed as well is that a few guy or two guys have worked in, you know, high prestige gyms. They lasted a couple of months and they left, because it's extremely difficult to get Chek practitioner clients in a normal gym, because many people have the attitude, I just want to train hard, I just want to lose body fat, I just want to gain muscle. And if you look at the faculty teachers, how much muscle have they got? Have they got 18-inch arms, 47-inch chest? No. They don't look the part. And this is my whole thing, is that if you study, say you went and studied with Up Fitness and decided to do a lot of Charles Parlequin study, which a lot of guys from Chek go to straight to Charles Parlequin, is that one thing you'll notice is the amount of muscle they've got and low body fat that they've got and how strong they are. And this is what you won't get with a Chek faculty member, unfortunately. And unfortunately, it doesn't really matter what level you are. And then what they did, because I mentioned this in a video before, all of a sudden, Lee and Warren are level 5s overnight. When you have to do a 10,000, when I did it, it was a 10,000 word of thesis that you had to do, and then you had to publish a book or something like that, and video presentations. Whereas now, you've got to pay £5,000 to get to level 5. So they've turned it into a massive cash cow type thing, so you can get the credibility or the status of I'm a level 5 master practitioner. But people just don't care. All they care about, can you get them in shape? Can you get rid of their ache or pain or whatever they've got, or their postural issue? They are not concerned about all the stuff that you'll do in the Chek process. Now, once you get to level 5, you'll probably be doing 150, maybe more than that, depending on what new stuff that they brought in, because I studied it all in 2013. And got the level 5 master, first one in the UK. So you really have to think about, do you want to spend £11,595 in this economy, and do you want to be committed to £322 a month for a certificate, which is really pretty worthless. Now, if it was recognised by doctors, physios and osteopaths, which they should have really pushed this years ago, in which to make it so you want to, so it's a valid qualification. But because of Paul's drug smoking, of tobacco, and saying that he's done 1,000 journeys on plant medicine, is absolutely stupid, because doctors, physios and people like that are highly regulated by the regulated bodies, that they can't be seen to be linked to these type of people, because it will affect their license, especially for a doctor. Now remember, a doctor studies, and physios study medication and what medication can do in the body. So they have, their qualification to be able to do that. But when it comes to plant medicine and tobacco, it's a massive no-no, because we all know tobacco is addictive, and tobacco will damage your capillaries in your lungs, as well as cause rapid aging, as well as, the big addiction. And Paul still, last couple of days, he's got that vaping bag, and we all know in the media, they've been talking about vaping and how dangerous it is for your lungs. And I know another practitioner that went from vaping to cocaine when his business folded. And remember, I know some other practitioners gone all the way, moved from Australia to the UK, totally folded, and guys have gone out to America with their qualification and they've folded and had to come back. So you've got to remember, it's a money-making machine for the academy and for Paul Chek. It's not a money-making machine for you, especially with the economy how it is now. So really think about what you're doing, and think about, well, £11,595, what car can you buy, what holiday you could go on, and how much, if you've got a mortgage, how much can you pay off your mortgage? Now, they will say you need to open up your own practice, but this is highly expensive as well. I know 5 trainers opened up their own gyms. Not all of them were Chek practitioners. They've all closed down. Because the mistake that they make, they open up their facility, the rent of the facility, then they've got to pay rates, business rates, then they've got to pay for the equipment, then they've got to pay for water, heating of the building, Then they've got to clean it and keep it all pristine for the customers to come in. And that's huge cost. So if you decide to charge £50 an hour as a Chek level 4, you're completely stupid. And if you opened up your own facility, unless you've actually mastered Google like I have, and you're getting constant referrals or constant leads from Google, then it's a wise decision. And if you've got a client base of say 20 and you've got say 2 years salary saved in the bank, then you'll be completely fine. Then it's okay for you to do it. I'm putting this warning out for the new guys that don't understand how it all works, and I'm telling you the pitfalls. I've never opened up my own place simply because of the huge cost of it, and I travel to people come to my place because it's much more cost effective. Does that make sense? If I'm traveling across to Kensington from where I live, I'm charging £200 for my time because I'm sitting in the car, on the train or the bus. To get there might take 30 to 40 minutes. I need to be paid for the slot that I'm missing. Does that make sense? So if you've got 2 years salary saved and you're a very rich person and you've already established with your own premises, then great, do it, you know, no problem. But if you're on the other end of that, you're just starting out and you've been sold this dream of the Chek Academy, don't get caught in it, because you'll end up being locked into paying that £322 a month for 3 years, and they won't let you get out of it without taking you to court. The same as if you buy any products online, if you get a new book and you take it out of the wrapper, they won't give you your money back, which is totally against UK trading standards law. So take all this into account for June 2027. I would never ever study with the Chek Institute again. My license is up for renewal on Sunday. I'm definitely not renewing it. It's just a waste. I'm just throwing 60 quid in the air or whatever it's going to cost to them, to give it to them. For what? It's completely and utterly pointless. And Paul said in the early days, if you've watched Scientific Core on some of his videos, he talks about having loads of certificates and not a pot to piss in. That's what happens to you if you do the 3-year program or whatever they try and lock you into. Remember that when you do the HLC online, they're just clicking a button and you're giving them a couple of £1,000 for just clicking a button. That's all they're doing. And then on top of that, with the faculty, Lee Brandon having a Gazette notice on his business and Warren Williams only having £900 in his business accounts on Companies House. You can go and check it. HMRC their names. You'll see it come up and you'll see I'm definitely not lying. And then you've got Gavin Jennings. Now work this one out. £29,000 in assets, but he owns a cottage and he owns a massive gym and he owns the Chek Institute. The Chek Institute is worth an estimated £32 million. So if he's lying and being deceitful in his Companies House records, what other things is he being lying and deceitful about? I asked for my GDPR information, got an email saying this is what we're giving you, but they didn't give me the emails from 2013 when my problems started with the Chek Institute. So what are you hiding, Gavin? So I hope nobody signs up, Gavin, and that's your own fault. So see you later. Bye.